Ibrahim Traoré was offered North Korea's most advanced missile defense technology in a secret high-level meeting. His military advisors insisted that this deal would make Burkina Faso the most powerful and secure nation in West Africa. But President Traoré uncovered a hidden clause in the proposal, something so alarming that he immediately rejected the deal. Let me take you back to how a routine security briefing turned into the most dangerous proposition ever made to an African leader. At the presidential palace in Ouagadougou, tension filled the air as Defense Minister Traoré burst through the polished mahogany doors, gripping a briefcase marked with Korean characters. His hands trembled with excitement, sweat shining on his forehead despite the morning breeze. "Mr. President," he gasped, "North Korea wants to transform Burkina Faso into the most protected country in Africa." President Traoré glanced up from his intelligence reports, noting the dangerous gleam in his minister's eyes. The same look men get when they're offered power too easily. "Show me," he said calmly. The briefcase opened with ceremonial care. Inside were blueprints that looked like science fiction. The KN-23 surface-to-air missile system, Minister Traoré announced, voice rising with excitement. "It has a range of 500 kilometers and can intercept any aircraft or incoming missile. With this, no neighboring country could ever threaten us again." General Ouagadougou leaned in eagerly. "They're not asking for money, sir, just uranium mining rights in the northern region." "Perfect exchange," added Colonel Ouagadougou from intelligence. "Defense in return for natural resources. They'll install everything within 6 months, including training and maintenance support." The room buzzed with enthusiasm, but Traoré felt a cold unease settle in his gut. North Korea never offered anything without a hidden agenda. "Have you examined the operational control agreements?" he asked quietly. The room fell into a puzzled silence. Papers were shuffled. "Yes, of course," said Traoré uncertainly. "Hundreds of pages of protocols and targeting procedures. There's coordination with North Korean advisors, but it's standard, just to ensure optimal performance." "What kind of coordination?" Traoré pressed. What he revealed next shocked everyone. Opening a classified intelligence file, he began to read aloud. Syria accepted a similar missile system in 2019. Within 2 years, those missiles were targeting Israeli aircraft. According to North Korean orders, not Syria's, Syria lost control of its own defense systems. Silence gripped the room. In the distance, the city of Ouagadougou slowly came to life. Iran signed a similar agreement in 2020. Traoré continued. "Now, North Korean advisors make all the targeting decisions. Iran doesn't control its own defense. Pyongyang does." General Ouagadougou's face turned pale as realization hit. "Sir, are you saying—" "I'm saying this isn't military cooperation. It's disguised territorial acquisition," Traoré replied coldly. The intelligence was damning. North Korea intended to use Burkina Faso as a forward base for its missile program to threaten American and European interests across West Africa. The uranium wouldn't just fund North Korea's nuclear ambitions, it would bankroll a continent-wide missile expansion. Intelligence Chief Ouagadougou's hands trembled as he flipped through the documents. "Accepting this would make us a target anytime North Korea decides to provoke a global power." The operational manual confirmed it. Missile launch authorizations would come from Pyongyang. Maintenance and upgrades would be scheduled by North Korean command. Burkina Faso would appear to have advanced defense, but in reality, it would be surrendering control over its own security. "But the protection is real," Minister Traoré said, his voice weak. "Our neighbors would never dare attack us. They'd be attacking North Korea." Traoré's eyes narrowed. "Exactly. We'd become a pawn in a global conflict that has nothing to do with Africa. The weight of this truth settled on the room like a heavy fog. What President Traoré did next stunned everyone. "Schedule a meeting with the North Korean delegation," he ordered. "I want to hear their proposal directly." His advisors were alarmed. "Sir," General Sawadogo warned, "if you meet with them, Western intelligence will assume we're accepting the offer. Then maybe they'll finally understand," Traoré said, "that Africa is not to be excluded from global security conversations." The next morning, Traoré met with General Kim Yong-nam. The North Korean delegation was confident, smiling as they presented slick videos of missiles intercepting targets with pinpoint accuracy. "Our technology can defeat American and Israeli systems," General Kim boasted through an interpreter. "We offer you protection the West never will." But Traoré asked a simple question. If American aircraft fly over Burkina Faso, who decides whether to engage, Ouagadougou or Pyongyang? The translator hesitated. Coordination with North Korean command ensures optimal decision-making. And negotiations with neighboring states, do those also require North Korean approval? Unified command is essential for maximum effectiveness. The trap was clear. After the meeting, Traoré made a bold move that would alter African security policy forever. "Contact the African Union," he said. "Share everything. This is bigger than Burkina Faso." Within 48 hours, similar proposals from North Korea were discovered in Mali, Niger, and Chad. A pattern emerged: systematic militarization of the Sahel, with all missile systems under North Korean operational control. The African Union acted swiftly, calling emergency sessions. Some nations were tempted by the lure of advanced weaponry. Others saw the real cost: the loss of sovereignty. 6 months later, everything changed. The African Union adopted strict protocols for reviewing all foreign military agreements. A continental early warning system was created to detect foreign proxy operations. Most importantly, a defense independence initiative was launched, prioritizing homegrown security over imported power. But Traoré paid a heavy price. North Korea unleashed a diplomatic campaign to discredit him. Western nations imposed economic pressure, accusing him of destabilizing international negotiations. Still, the people stood by him. Across Africa, citizens felt, for the first time, that their leaders were choosing sovereignty over foreign manipulation. A year later, at a Continental Security Summit, President Traoré addressed African defense ministers. "When North Korea offered us missiles, they weren't offering protection. They were offering to make us a battlefield in someone else's war." He looked around the hall, filled with leaders who had since rejected similar offers. True security cannot be imported. It must be built by those who understand that sovereignty means controlling not just our resources, but our decisions about war and peace. The applause thundered through the room. Africa had awakened, not just to the danger of proxy militarization, but to its own power. North Korea's offer was rejected, and in that rejection, a continent reclaimed its right to choose peace on its own terms.